Okay, it says it's recording. I just don't see that it's recording. So I'm going to assume that it is. So there are a lot of people, even if you're brand new, in your downline that have absolutely no idea that they're sitting on a bank vault and that you can hand them the combination. Even though you've told them about the opportunity, right? Even though you've told them they can get their products paid for, even though you've sent them videos talking about the compensation plan. The truth is, people are just bombarded right now by information, texts and messages and voicemails and emails and Facebook. It's constant, right? So you might be sharing the information and they're actually getting it, but it's not landing. It's not registering. It's not doing anything that's causing them to take action. It's just going right past them like all the other information, right? They're not hearing it, and they don't have a context for understanding it. Like, and so sorry. So we need to give them the information in a way that they can grasp it and know what action to take. So the truth is, for all of us in our downlines, most of us focus on our personally enrolled. Maybe we focus on that next level down. Maybe for those of us who are playing in the pools, we actually focus, especially in the 2-star pools and above, we'll focus on our people 4 levels deep because it impacts us. But there's a lot of us, especially those of us who have been doing this for a really long time, who have a lot of people who have gotten enrolled along the way, and they're ordering along, or they may drop off for a while and then they start ordering again, and they actually have a lot of people under them, right? And they have the opportunity to potentially make a lot of money from the people they have under them, and they're just not on our radar. So here's the process that I go through. I do this once every 6 months to get kind of everyone on my radar. I don't always do it comprehensively for the whole downline because I think I'm over 18,000 right now, but I'll do it for pieces of my downline that I want to kind of focus on and know what's happening. And so my challenge to you is, in coordination with the other leaders on your team in your downline and your downline and upline, reach out to every single active associate on your team and let them know about their own personal bank vault. And so that's overwhelming. So for me, that would be overwhelming if I had to reach out to 18,000 people, but I don't, because I work in coordination with people that are in control of different parts of those teams. And together we work and identify who the people are who we want to reach out to and coordinate our reach out together. So you can reach out to them using one of the "Oh my God" texts, or in whatever way you feel you can effectively cast the vision. So obviously the best is to meet them for a coffee, go belly to belly. And a conversation I had with Lisa Colby, before you go into that conversation and maybe you're just, and use one of the "Oh my God" texts or something, think about that person and think about what you think might motivate them, because it might not be the "Oh my God" text, right? It might be like Lisa and I were talking about a couple of her people she was looking to have them go consultant. And I said, well, what, maybe money motivates them, maybe it doesn't. Maybe what would motivate them is just being invited to be part of something bigger, to be invited to be part of that community, right? To be invited to be part of Team Inspiration or, Team Sunshine Living, whatever it is, to be invited to be part of that positive energy. So this process that I'm going to show you is more for identifying the money and the opportunity. But before you go blasting them with something, sit back and think about who your target is and think about what the conversation is that you think you should have with them that might get them to consider the opportunity. That being said, okay, laying the groundwork. This is how I do it. And it's really tedious and it's really time consuming. And it has consistently shown me people in my downline that I had no idea were in there and sitting on a whole bunch of volume. So this is how I do it. I wanted to actually just once and for all kind of put it in a process. You can do it. I know different people do it different ways, but I'll show you how I do it. So what I do is I say, okay, you know, I'm at my 6-month mark. It's time for me to see who in my downline I need to talk to. I go in and I use this BV summary. So we're at the BV summary screen, and here it is right here. And I go to these details. The details show me all of the orders that have been placed every day for the whole week. And then I click on details, and I look at each day's reports. So I will click on day 1 right here, and I'll look at the report. This is what the report looks like. It's downline orders for the day. It shows me all of the downline orders for the day. Now, what I do is I take all of the downline orders for every single day, and I cut and paste them. I cut and paste this right here. This, I'm pointing to it like you can see it. I cut and paste all of this into a spreadsheet. So I go through a process where for those 30 days, I take every day of the 30 days, I cut and paste them into a spreadsheet, and I work from it this way. You don't have to do that. You can do it however you want. Like you could just say, okay, I'm going to do, you know, this week today. You know, I'm going to sit down this morning and I'm going to do 1 week. You can pick the first person on the, and so what I do is one by one, whether I put them in a spreadsheet or not, one by one, I go through each of these people who've placed a 100 BV order, and I look them up. So I looked her up. This is Helen from the screen before. I looked her up, and now I can see her BV detail. I can see how much volume she has. Now, this was an interesting situation. So here's Helen. Helen actually has, I don't know, I'll look in a minute, 77 people under her, but she has 0, 0, and 0. So there's something going on. She's active. She placed a 100 BV order, but she's got 0, 0, and 0. That tells me that usually when that happens, that tells me they're a preferred customer and they haven't upgraded to associate. So here she is. She's got 77 people under her. She should be banking volume. She should be accumulating points, and she's not. This is the perfect opportunity for me to have a conversation with her and say, oh, hey, I just was looking. Holy mackerel, I can't believe it. You have 77 people under you, but you're not getting the rewards points. We need to get you upgraded to associate so you start getting the rewards points for all of these people under you. And then you've created the conversation. What people under me? I have never enrolled anybody. Oh, well, while you were busy getting healthy, I've actually been getting other people to get healthy too, and you're eligible to get paid on everything that they order. That's the conversation I use consistently with people. You're eligible to get paid on my hard work, on everything that those people order. Let's talk more about that. Does anybody have any questions so far? And I have no idea what, no, I'm trying to watch the time. Okay. So then I look at the team view, or I look at the large view, so I can see their boxes, and I see how many people they have under them. So again, that conversation I just had, oh my God, Helen, you have 77 people under you. Let's get you activated so you start banking the point. So I take all of this information and I put it in my spreadsheet, right? I've already loaded their member number, their member number, and their name, and then because they're on my list, they're active because they placed that they've placed an order this month. And then I go and I fill in how much BV they have on the left, how much they have on the right, how much PV they have, and the number of people under them. Because, you know, it depends on how you like to work. For me, I just like gut through this process, and I get help. This process for me, even if it's just a small part of my team, could take me hours. So I get Lucy to help me. My Lucy helps me. She knows how to do this. I'll say hidden pocket. She's like on it. She knows the whole process. And she cut and paste. She puts them in, and then I go through because she fills in all this. She looks every person up. She puts in the left side, the right side, the PV, the number of people under them, and then I'm able to do the math pretty quickly and identify hidden pockets. So do the math. So once you're at that screen and you can see their PV and their BV and their left side, right side BV, you can see pretty quickly, especially once you've done it a little bit, whether they're sitting on cycles and whether there's a problem. Like with Helen, I'm like, holy mackerel, why? She's got 77 people and she's active and she's got no point. That's an issue, right? And I actually went down, there was a few more like that. So this will help you zero in on everybody that's kind of dropped through, kind of dropped through because of customer first, and let's get them caught back up again and back up to associate. Because I have people that are preferred customers that came in as associates that still aren't, or they were associates before customer first, and then, you know, after enough time went by, they all reverted back to preferred customers. I found a couple of those in this process last night, just preparing for this. So anyway, you look at the left side and the right side, pick the larger of the two numbers. That's the strong 600 side. Look at the other side. That's the weak side. Divide the weak side. Sorry, weak, I see a typo, by 300, times that number by 600. Make sure the strong side has at least that. It'll take, just go with me. If it does, the first number is your bank cycles. So let's say Jane has 6,000 on her strong side, 1,200 in her PV. 1,200 divided by the 300 is 4. 4 times 600 is 2,400, which is less than 6,000. So she's good. She's got coverage on both sides. So she's sitting on 4 cycles. I've recorded this. The screenshot will say, so you can go back and kind of wrap your head around it if you've never done this before. Here's an example of somebody that I found when I was doing this last time. She's sitting on, I know you can't see it, and I assume you can't see it. I can't see it. She's got like 1,480,000 on her left side. She's got 3,000 on her right side, and she's got 1,300 in bank. So I added her 3,000 and her 1,300. That's 4,300. I divided by 300. Made sure she's got enough on the other side. So this girl's sitting on 14 cycles. That's a fun conversation to have, right? Oh, hey, I know you've been having, you know, I know you've been getting healthy and you've been with us for a while. Did you know that you're sitting on 14 cycles? And if you converted the 1,400,000 points, you would have, I don't know, oh my God, $15,000 worth of cycles, right? I tell them that too. Even if their numbers are low, their cycle numbers are low, if that one runaway side, that one bank side is really big, I take that, I divide it by 600, I figure out how many cycles it is, I times it by 54, and I say, did you know if you cashed in all of your points that you have, it would be $15,000 or whatever the number is? Again, that conversation gets noticed. That text gets noticed in all the noise and all the messaging and Facebook and whatever to tell somebody they have the potential to cash in points to make $15,000. You're going to get noticed. You're going to be able to generate a conversation. So I did this, right? Hidden treasures. Look at all those bank vaults. I did this a couple weeks ago or a month ago, give or take, for part of my team. And if you look at this column right here, if you can see it, where it says instant cycles, so you can see I've got their name, their member number, their BV, their left BV, their right BV, their PV, and number of members on their team, and then how many cycles. I've got people sitting on 18 cycles, 15 cycles, 15 cycles, 15 cycles, 14, 14, 13, 13. And we actually use this to connect with those people and get them to go consultant. So we used this report specifically to help create consultants. So this is an example of an oh my God text. I edited it and I will post it after this call for the $100 consultant bonus versus 50, which is what it normally is. So I re-edited all of these and changed the numbers to reflect the $100 consultant bonus, which is the promotion right now. So, oh my God, Jane, I was just looking at my Isogenics tree and I realized you are sitting on a gold mine or bank vault. You have 236 people under you. And because you've been using the product and have stayed active and on auto ship, you have a ton of points in your bank. Did you know that if you shared the Isogenics system with just 2 people this week and they both signed up with a value pack, you would cash in $716? Isn't that crazy? I usually get a response back from this message. Oftentimes it's, I think you're confusing me with somebody else. I've never enrolled anybody, is often the message I get back. And I say, no, I'm not confusing you with anybody. Let's talk. It's very, very effective. I think there's people on this call that have used the oh my God text in the past and with great results. I certainly have. So this seems like a lot of work. Why should I do it? Number one, to create consultants, and that's our focus, right? As we push through to Rapid Crystal Reset and the race to executive to crystal executive, this creates consultants. Go find 2 people and cash in your cycles. Pretty straightforward, right? This also, for those of you who are playing in the pools this month, which I'm super excited about because we have a pretty big crew and we've been in communication. It helps you identify people who should be banking points but are not, and get them upgraded to associate, right? So they start banking their points, and or have the conversation about why they should be on auto ship so that they don't ever lose the opportunity to make points. Helps you dig in and reconnect and support people whose enrolling sponsor may have fallen off. This happens a lot over time. It's happened to me a lot, and I'll realize, wow, there's a person down in so-and-so's inside leg who I haven't even noticed. I forgot that the sponsor has stopped communicating, and let me connect with this person. So then I reach out. Helps you be in better communication with your whole downline and keep them in the loop about upcoming promotions. This might be a good time. Take this spreadsheet and use it to organize your Hit 'em Up app, right? Organize your distribution groups. This is a great way to identify all of the active people ordering in your downline. Again, you got to work with your upline because some of them might be there personally enrolled. You got to coordinate who's going to connect with those people, right? This helps you be able to encourage orders and drive BV in the pool. So once you're in communication, once you're saying, hey, look at all those points, once you're saying, hey, let's keep you active, you might go in on a pool month and say, hey, is this the month that we're going to cash in all those points if they didn't bite the last time, right? Is this let's get those orders in now. Let's create consultants and drive BV in the pools, right? And this is a big one for people who are 2-star and above. This lets you know where your 4 PET, I call them hidden pockets, are, and lets you know when you're in the pools and you're going for a big month. It lets you know the people that you're talking to try to help you get those converted, because you're going to get paid on those cycles just like they are, right? So trying to be mindful of the time. Does anybody have any questions? I know this is a lot of information. I know it's very technical. I know it's very tedious. And I also know it has gotten me huge results, and it's worth doing. If you have a child home from college who you can pay to do this, even better, it's worth it. But this is my challenge to you. Just get serious about it. Identify all of those people in your downline that are sitting on cycles, whether it's 1 or 2 or 14 or 15, and let's have that conversation with them. It's the easiest way to introduce the business opportunity, using their numbers, not in, oh, if you have 300 here and 600 here, and like these not numbers that you're pulling from the air. You specifically, Jane, have 1,300 BB on your left, 4,600 on your right. If you get 2 people with a value pack, $716, right? It's them specifically. It makes a big difference. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to wrap it up, and I will post the video. I will post the slideshow. And if you would like to have a conversation with me privately because you don't understand it, I'm happy to do that as well. I think that this is important. It's important enough that I actually spend my time doing it, even when Lucy's not around. Tony and I will do it. That'll be our date night. I'm like, hey, you want to do hidden pockets? And we'll sit side by side, and he calls out the number and he yells out the BV, and I put them in the spreadsheet, and then I use that as my tool. So if anybody doesn't have any questions, happy Monday, and I'll see y'all tonight.